37-21. Minnetonka gets the win. Blaine over Anoka, 41-30. Osseo over Rogers, 24-14. Centennial over Champlain Park, 31-10. Andover Coon Rapids, 55-14. Lakeville South beat Lakeville North, 28-12. Rosemount beat Prior Lake, 21-17. Maple Grove took it to Mounds View, 49-14. Shakopee all over Stillwater, 49-28. Woodbury over Hopkins, 35-14. Farmington over White Bear Lake, 22-6. STMA over Wyzetta, 15-14. Barn burner there. Eden Prairie over Edina, 40-19. East Ridge over Roseville, 23-0. And Egan over Eastview, 28-13. So going off of that score and the big win that Woodbury got over Hopkins last week, coming into this week, what are your thoughts on Woodbury?
Well, Woodbury, I would expect to have a lot of problems against this Forks Lake defense. You got Howie Johnson, you got Nate Schleif, AJ Wiley, Andrew Johnson, all on the front line doing very well, and they make it nearly impossible to have to double team people, and so Howie does get a little bit more room to roam, and also,
especially when we start blitzing Colby and the linebacking crew and all that, it gets very hairy up front.
Right. I mean, you have three fairly new to varsity names in the linebacking crew that have really stepped up this year. You have Derek Loomis. You have AJ Degerstrom, and now Aiden Waslick. All of those guys have been very good at setting the edge and not letting anybody get around them. And that's also Brooks Roney and Durago. All have played linebacker, so we've had a solid job on the edge, especially last week and even against Anoka. They were getting a little bit towards the edge on the outside, and Anoka ran it a little bit more. And those guys kind of started to come into their own as far as like, hey, this side is mine. You're not going to get to the outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just looking at the defensive thing or the defensive stats for each team, Woodbury this year has only given up 1 sack. Look for that stat to change completely. Woodbury themselves has 4 sacks this year that their defense has gotten. However, Forest Lake is sitting at 10 right now, which I believe, I have to relook it up when I get home, but I believe that puts Forest Lake at 1 or 2 in sacks for our division or conference, whatever you want to call it. Section conference. So I think, like you said, the defense is going to have a big day. They definitely seem to be a running team more than passing team. They have attempted 65 passes or 66 passes. They've run the ball 103 times.
I mean, that's actually
I would say it's a pretty normal.
It's a pretty normal, because that's actually quite a few more than Forest Lake has attempted as far as passes.
Yeah, 100%. I would say that Forest Lake is also one of those teams that very much likes to run the ball.
But also Woodbury has played games that they've been out of contention for a while. So if they try to get back into the game, they must pass in order to get there. So it looks like when they get down, they probably do pass a lot more. And, up until the point of, hey, we're down by 3 touchdowns, they might try and run a little bit, but then go more to the pass and lean more on the pass, because that's just not working. I personally don't see too much of their offense having very much success against the Forest Lake defense.
Anyways, I think that Forest Lake is going to have a pretty good matchup against Woodbury this year. Woodbury has not had the best last couple seasons. However, this year they kept it close with Moorhead, a team that a lot of people are liking. They just came up to 6A and they've been playing very well this year. They lost to Moorhead 34-27, which isn't really exactly getting blown out by any
Right.
means. Their 2 wins on the year so far is Roseville and Hopkins, which those two teams have not had the best of seasons lately, and they're just struggling schools as far as football goes right now. Forest Lake has played those two teams a few times in the past few years. Hopkins, I believe 3 years ago, B Scouts first year, we won 72-0.
Yeah, Hopkins is.
So beating either of those two teams, I don't hang a whole lot of merit with those 2 wins. I think that they're a very average 2-1 team. And looking at margin of victory on those two, I think Forest Lake playing Roseville or Forest Lake playing Hopkins this year, either one of those two teams, that score is going to look a lot different than Woodbury hanging 23-0 on Roseville and 35-14 on Hopkins.
Yeah.
So I think that this one is going to be one that they might give the Rangers a run for their money. It's going to be one of those ones that you can't sleepwalk into the game because Woodbury will make you pay. Park, you had a little bit of that buffer where if you didn't come with your A game at the first half, you can always chase them down in the second half. But Woodbury, I feel like, is going to be one of those teams that if you come out and you kick them in the teeth right away, they might start shutting down. But if you let Woodbury hang in there and give them any sort of light at the end of the tunnel, it could go the wrong way.
Well, right.
If you're not careful.
Well, I mean, any game
100%.
in high school can go the wrong way.
Yep.
If you're not prepared. Clearly they have to prepare, and I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see the return of the diesel or not. If Mac
That'd be a huge help.
is back, that would be a huge help to, really solidify the running game. Make it so there is less of an X factor on the scheme that we need to do in order to keep the offense rolling. But I think in the last 2 weeks, they've really found a way to win by giving multiple people, and that's kind of been Brad's hallmark of the last couple of years. We've had a number of great players, and yeah, he would kind of feed one of them a lot, but he also schemed plays for, in the past, there's been Hoyt, Patzer, a number of guys that, really stepped up. And, even when Mark Rendell was here, he came in, played tight end. And if you're making solid plays this last 2 weeks, I think that these guys that have stepped up have now made it so they're not going to really rely on Mac as much. Like he might not have 20 some carries like he had in, game one, because which, sometimes running backs need, 5-10 carries to actually get into the game.
Yeah.
And, that sometimes that's what you need. But Mac doesn't seem like that guy. He kind of comes out with the engine revved up, and he's ready to release the diesel.
Yeah, I think looks like, going by box score here, Woodbury has put up basically the most amount of points this season in the second quarter. I know that they've put up one more point in the fourth, but looking at the Moorhead game, looks like a decent amount of that 27 that they scored was in the fourth quarter. That game was 34-6, 34-13 for most of the game. They put up some points late. So I think right there, I would be circling second quarter and going into half. If you can have these guys down going into half, that's going to be a key to the game in keeping them out of it in the second half. and make them really have to come from behind. And it does look like the first three quarters are when the opposing teams are scoring the most points against them. Um, they've thrown 5 touchdowns, which is right about where Connor is so far this year. But they've thrown 3 interceptions with the no fumbles. So they're doing a fairly good job of turnovers. Maybe a quarterback towards the end of the game trying to make something happen and throwing a ball up.
Right.
In high school, it's kind of one of those things that we talk about a decent amount on that 3rd and long. Just drop back and throw one as deep as you possibly can. It's basically a punt.
Yeah.
Rushing 100 yards, 521 for Woodbury so far this season. They're averaging 5.1 a carry. Like we were talking about earlier, that's not a bad ratio. So I think that the run part will be a test for the Ranger wrecking crew, but I think we've proved time and time again that average changes when you come to the Ranger Stadium.
Well, right, and also what I was getting back to is the linebacking crew now with 3 games under their belt.
Yeah, they're flying around now.
They're flying around, and they're finding those guys, and they're closing up those holes, and sealing the edge, so they're not getting to the sideline, and they're if your linebacker can be in there and force that guy to the middle, now hey, guess what? I got 3 friends that are right on the right coming up. If I don't get them, they're probably gonna get them, and that's on this defense. It's a very unselfish defense, is what I would say. Like people aren't really like, oh man, I needed that sack. Like everybody knows that Howie Johnson is going to flush the quarterback to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And Howie's right there celebrating with the guys that if they do end up with the sack on the other side. Like it's if AJ Wiley gets a big push from the middle and then he pushes him back, he might not get the sack, but he made him hold up enough just so somebody else can get it. There's a number of plays that people don't see, and it doesn't go in the stat sheet, but with how this team is working, everybody's trying to work as a team rather than, hey man, I really need this sack and I'm going to give up everything. They're not giving up edge contain just to try and get a tackle for a loss. Like they know, hey, I got to hang home, and if somebody else comes in and gets a tackle, that's great.
Mm-hmm. Looking at the player stats for Woodbury, something that ratio that we were talking about, run to pass being fairly normal, kind of has me flipped around a little bit. I've not gotten to watch a full Woodbury game yet, so I can't say with certainty exactly what their offensive scheme is, but looking at stats on a sheet, I would say their offense probably either consists of something with more of an option offense, as their running back and quarterback are fairly close on attempts for the year, and they're only off by about 60 yards in total rushing yards, and those 2 are by far and away the leading carriers on this team. Brandon Fortune here with 81 yards, pretty close 3rd, but everybody else is starting to fall off. So either there's that option thing, or, which would potentially be great for our defensive line and Howie Johnson's chance of sacks, you have a fairly mobile quarterback here that is dropping back to pass, and a large chunk of those rushes that are being counted on the stat sheets were passes, but before the pass not being thrown, quarterbacks pulling it down and running with the ball. Maybe it leads you to believe that their offensive line can give up some pressure if that's the case in the scheme. Like I said, I can't make any of those assumptions based on the fact that I haven't watched a Woodbury game yet. I hope to either tonight or tomorrow and get a better idea of how the team runs for Friday. But it's looking to me, I mean, they got some pretty dang good receivers here that are all around 120, 119, 170 yards. Rakowski, he's got 3 receiving touchdowns. So it looks like they got a couple of main weapons, but I think the difference between like a team like the Rangers and Woodbury is they got 3 or 4 main weapons, and the Rangers have, especially after last week, we got a depth chart of guys that can come in and carry the load.
Well, right, and that's one thing that Forest Lake has played 2 close games, and last week we were able to see what we have. Maybe this week with Woodbury is another one of those weeks that, hey, later on, fourth quarter, we're going to find out, third quarter, fourth quarter, we're going to find out who we have that's also going to step up. But I do really believe that this Forest Lake defense and offense both have a lot of talent waiting. And everybody that's come up, you got Richley. That's come up and stepped up. Now you have Aiden Waslake that stepped up. There's a whole bunch of those guys in this Forest Lake program that I think are really looking to get some time. And you know what? I think this is an unselfish team, and they're ready to put up some points and maybe get those guys in again. Because that's it. It's fun for everybody that you practice with. If, hey, you get in the game, hey, yeah, man, it was awesome. And you remember that play? Like, if you don't get a chance to be under the big lights, it helps everybody on the team, for everybody to get that little feeling like, hey, man, I made a great play. Did you see that? Did you see that?
Yeah.
So.
The Forest Lake marching band drum line under the direction of Jake Batista leads in your Forest Lake Rangers.
Good evening, Ranger fans, and welcome to this broadcast of Forest Lake Ranger football on a rainy homecoming night here in Forest Lake.
Absolutely, it's been raining on and off, and rain is expected to continue. It will be on and off and for most of the night, so the field conditions may be wet, maybe drying out, who knows.
A rainy game. Well, excuse me, my name is Noah Costa, alongside me, as always, is Joel Geist. A rainy game means one great thing for the Rangers, and it's a double good thing tonight, because not only are we good at running the ball, but Mac Jerkovich is in uniform and should be back in the backfield tonight.
Mac is back.
Back.
All right.
I'm going to refrain from singing.
All right. So, and also, if you joined us early, that was a bit of the podcast that we do on a
comes out on Thursdays.
Basis. Yeah, it comes out on Thursdays. So we're going to try and run that in front of
about
the
an hour before.
About an hour before on home games. Away games, we can't do that.
Yep.
So that would be.
We're going to get the anthem for you here, and then we will be right back for this presentation of Forest Lake football on Lakes Area Television.
And face the American flag during the singing of our national anthem. Please rise now and join us as we sing our Star-Spangled Banner. Ranger fans, reminder tonight, it is homecoming week. Tonight at halftime, you'll meet Forest Lake's 2025 homecoming royalty.
All righty, and we're back. Joel?
Yeah. What's up?
We talked about it on the, holy cow, the student section is pumped tonight.
We are
Our monitors,
already.
everything is rocking tonight. We talked about it a little bit earlier this week, but can you give me a quick synopsis of what you think is going to be the keys to the game for the Rangers tonight?
Well, the keys to the game, for one, I think is basically picking up where we left off on defense last week. Last week we threw up a shutout last week against Park, and that's going to be a big thing. Also, you alluded to it earlier. Mac Jerkovich is back, so we've been clicking on all cylinders on offense lately. Now, guess what? We get to add 2 more cylinders in there. So instead of running the V8, we're running the V10, and we'll get the Mac diesel going, and hopefully he has a great return tonight, as far as a return to the game. And running game on this wet turf. Running game is going to be huge. I probably wouldn't expect to see a lot of passing with the wet ball, and really, I think defense is going to be the biggest thing. Get a good, solid defensive line push. Also, Tamakung coming off of another interception last week. Looking at a lot of turnovers. So I'm looking for a solid game, and weather may play a factor.
Here we get the opening kickoff into the end zone for the Rangers, and the Woodbury Royals will start their night at the 20. And here comes the defense, led by Colin Christensen and Howie Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? You can't really say enough about Howie Johnson and the effect that he has on that defense. He comes out, he's a leader. He's been starting since his freshman year. D1 commit to our Minnesota Gophers. And then also on the other side, you got Nate Schleif, who is a senior this year as well.
Here we go. 1st and 10 for Woodbury. Snuggerud gives up the middle. Nothing doing there. Ranger wrecking crew. Here to blow that play up as it started.
Loomis and Christensen in there, both of the linebacker crew. And I, on the podcast this week, I alluded to it earlier. The linebacking crew has really gelled together in the last 2 games. They came out and really wasn't against Prior Lake. it was kind of getting used to it and, getting used to the field. But I'll let you get back to the play here. And
Woodbury giving left side, breaking a couple of tackles, but brought down by a couple of Rangers after about a quick gain of 4. That'll bring up 3rd and 5. You were saying, Joel?
And that's A.J. Degerstrom and Colin Christensen there making the tackle. I was just basically alluding that these linebackers have really started to gel over the last couple of weeks, and you're really seeing them step up, cover that edge. You're not seeing those wide runs that you did against Prior Lake and Anoka. We've kind of put a lid on that and done a great job sealing the edge.
3rd down and 5. Woodbury drops to pass. Blitz coming. Pass. Not there. Incomplete. And the Royals presumably will punt.
And that was Howie Johnson getting a big pressure there, along with Nate Schleif.
How about Durago just shrugging his block?
And the thing is like pressures are not a stat in high school.
Yeah.
But the number of pressures that Howie Johnson has is just absolutely amazing.
Brooks Roney back deep to receive the punt for the Rangers. High spiraling punt coming down at the Rangers, or at the 50. Takes a Ranger bouncing out of bounds, and the Rangers will start in plus territory for their first drive of the game. So, the Woodbury Royals, about 50-50 pass and run game. The Rangers very much leaning on that run game, averaging 233 rushing yards per game right now.
Right. Also, we will see a slightly different look this week than we have the last 2 weeks because it looks like Mac is back and in the backfield.
Mac Jerkovich back in the backfield for the Rangers. Connor rolls to pass. Looks downfield. He's got Rayfield cut down at the 21-yard line. Big play for the Rangers and a first down.
And it looks that'll move the chains. It looks like the Rangers are coming out and getting a little bit more comfortable now. Maybe they're stacking the box a little bit more with Mac in there, so it might open up the passing game just a little bit.
Good throw and catch with a wet ball out there. Connor Johnson getting it done on first down. Connor, quick throw to Mac, right side. Ooh. Flag comes in. Mac down the sideline. Cut down right after the first down marker. I think it's coming back.
Westman.
Yep. Definitely in the area of holding. I think I saw the signal already. The Rangers are coming back. So a mistake. 2 plays into the drive.
Tristan Bodine, the center.
All right, well. We'll see what B-Scout draws up here on the redo of first down.
Right.
First and about 20 to go. See if we get Mac involved here. Quick pass to DJ. Right side,
nice
weaving between defensive backs.
That was a solid put your foot in the ground and get positive yards.
That was a fantastic effort there.
And brings it back to second and manageable.
I smell a Mac Diesel run here.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. We haven't seen one yet.
They threw that swing pass, but haven't had anything else. And we get a false start. That'll back the Rangers up another 5.
That's awesome to hear.
Couple of mental mistakes to start out here for the Rangers.
Right. This is not the way to...
You don't want to get gains and then move yourselves back.
Right. I mean, the biggest thing here is you're you come in off of last week. Last week was a very solid game. They got up very fundamentally sound. And, it's one of those things that you need to button those things up even.
Here's your first run to Mac, drug down around the leg, back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Because, let's face it, Woodbury is a team that you would come in and you would expect to take home a W against Woodbury. But you cannot look past a team, and you absolutely can't just keep backing yourself up and making those mental mistakes.
Correct. Can't beat yourselves. Johnson.
3rd and 11.
On 3rd and 11, takes the snap. Option play, pitch to Mac, right side. Weaves back. He's got the first down and maybe a couple of more.
And that'll move the chains.
We'll see if they give it to him. It was a close spot.
Yeah,
they haven't.
Ooh. Yeah, that was.
I thought
he was well past that. He's got to get to the 12.
Okay, they gave him the first. They moved the chains. 1st and 10.
Okay.
Ball now on the 13-yard line. Johnson with 3 receivers. Sends Westman in motion. Quick pass out to Westman. Left side, he's got blocks ahead of him. Cuts towards the pylon. Did he get in? They're going to mark him out at the 1-yard line. I'd like to see a replay on that one.
Wow, Durago had a great
I think he got robbed.
Durago had a great block down there, and I believe it
both
was
receivers.
Sawyer McCon. Look at that block by Durago. Oh, and that was Savageau.
Yeah, he got the ball over. Yeah. That's a touchdown. Heavy package comes in.
Ooh.
Schleif in.
It?
Howie is not in, though.
Yeah, Howie's in.
Oh, he is.
Yep.
Johnson carries.
Ooh.
Where are they going to mark him? They're going to mark him short.
Yep, they're going to mark him short. Johnson just kind of didn't really he had a hole there. He just kind of missed it. And, that also could be field conditions a little bit, too. It might be a little bit harder to cut quickly because that hole opened up just to his left, and he just kind of missed it.
Handoff. They're going to stuff Mac now. Some goal line defense by the Woodbury Royals.
I think you just got to spread this out. Leave the heavy package in, spread it out, go to the strong side, and let Mac do his work.
Yeah, you got to start Mac hot tonight. Get him a carry, get him a touchdown. Maybe go right side? Heavy package.
Yeah, you're going to go
shifting.
right side, and you got Howie Johnson and Nate Schleif over there.
Johnson, pass, Rayfield, touchdown, Rangers. Johnson, 100% on that drive and caps it with a touchdown. Rangers come out passing the ball today.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about this last week that we might see a little bit more passing offense.
Rangers lined up to go for 2.
It's open again. The one up the middle's open. They don't have enough guys.
Quick throw to Mac, and he's in.
In for the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion.
So, I think Brad Beeskow might have said, "Hey, guess what? With Mac coming back, since they can't, if they do want to, crowd the box and put 9-man up front, let's pass the ball and maybe work on some stuff that we haven't really worked on. With Mac being out, that kind of hurt the passing game a little bit because." Guess what? Now they're just going to spread the field open and they're going to cover everybody.
Yeah. I like the bold decision by Beeskow to go straight passing basically on that entire drive in the rain.
Right.
It's the last thing that they're thinking.
Again, it was high percentage passes. It's something that, like, if you miss a lot of times those passes, you're looking at yards after catch, and if you miss, it's really tough for those to get intercepted just because you're going to be maybe a 3 or 4 yard little screen out there on the outside, and then they cut it up for positive yards.
Anyuango's got the ball teed up. We'll see if he can put another one in the end zone, and he does.
Not as wind assisted as he was last week.
No, this is pure power. The flags are hanging.
Yeah, this is all Anyuango power, which I don't know if you saw this, but I was scrolling through YouTube on YouTube Shorts.
Sure.
A high school kicker made a 62-yard field goal.
That's ridiculous.
Last week. It was somewhere in Alabama. It was crazy.
Well, I guess that makes a bit more sense.
But right. But still, 62 yards, and he was high school. Crazy.
Let's see what the Royals got drawn up. Run to Mathis up the middle.
Colin Christensen makes the original stop, and then a host of the Forest Lake Wrecking Crew gets in there.
I don't know how much of that I would do. It didn't work on the first drive. I'd make your adjustment.
Well,
Howie with the war paint on tonight.
Some teams are good at a couple of plays, and they like to run them a lot.
That's
and
true.
if they don't work, it couldn't be a long day.
Snuggerud out of the pistol. Handoff. Mathis at the line.
Durago with a huge hit. Tackle for a loss.
Durago making himself known to the running back there.
Well, and this might be a thing that we see a little bit more of Durago on the defensive side. Maybe a few more blitzes, just because he's not taking the brunt of Mac being out, and he took a ton of those carries last week.
Agreed. Snuggerud takes a snap, drops the pass, being chased, throws, intercepted.
Tomakung again?
Tomakung with his 5th interception of the season.
Wow. You know what? In week 1 podcast, I picked him as one of...
4th, excuse me.
I picked him as one of the guys that was really going to step up, and we were looking for big plays from. And man, has he delivered.
He got under it.
Yeah, nice catch, nice catch. Wow.
Ranger offense takes over at the 28-yard line.
I believe he led the conference with 3 interceptions last week.
He's only leading.
Adding to it with a 4th.
Johnson takes the snap, looks to pass again, rolls right, throws back left. He's got a receiver down there. Savageau! Touchdown, Rangers!
Dropping it in the bucket. And you know what? Right there, Connor Johnson's listening to us talk about all this, quick, efficient passing. Just, hey, I can chuck it up. I can drop it right in there. Bam! There it is. Solid play.
What a ball. What a way to get your feet in, Mikey. Got 2 in.
NFL catch right there.
That corner route has been open all year long. Johnson, quick pass inside. Savageau, 2-point conversion, good.
That was great anticipatory throw there by Connor Johnson. He knew exactly how far to throw it because he led him by a good 3 yards on a quick route. And that was a solid play.
We thought Mac being back was going to be a huge part of this game, and I don't doubt it will be by the end. But boy, so far this first quarter, it has been the coming out party of the senior season for Connor Johnson.
Don't discount a team like, hey, guess what? We heard that Mac might play. And all of their defense is set for, hey, these guys are going to run it about 40 times on us.
I would bet you they probably didn't know. The fact that nobody up in the booth knew prior to the game, we were ecstatic seeing him show up for warm-ups.
Absolutely. But I do like how
I would bet you that might have been a game-time adjustment in the pregame locker room of Mac is back.
Well, you got to be ready for it.
That's true. That's 100%. One thing I don't think that they were expecting was the Rangers averaging 69 yards passing all year.
Right, but even if the Rangers do have it on tape, get back. Fumble.
Drops the ball at the 1 yard line. And a big tackle by the Rangers. Number 14.
It's Niall Lazchek.
Put them down.
Yeah, that's something, though, that, Forest Lake the last 2 weeks has put on tape, that they're just more of a running offense and haven't, it's been more efficient throws. So this is the week that, hey, you get Mac back. Oh, wow, now we got to scrap everything. And then you still try and stack the box a little bit to stop us from running, and then we open it up.
Snuggerud gives to Mathis. First big run of the game so far. Goes for 8 yards.
That's Degerstrom on the stop there.
Good blocking up front by the Royals, getting them to the second level. Have not had much of that so far tonight by the Royals. That'll bring up a 2nd and 2. Maybe 2nd and 3.
Yeah, it's kind of on the half-yard line there, so it's like 2.5.
Snuggerud out of the pistol, takes the snap. Speed option right side, Durago and Chase.
And Durago gets him. Doesn't get the edge.
Between Westman and Durago, that play had no chance. A huge 3rd down stop deep in their own territory here would be detrimental.
Absolutely.
To the Royals this early into the game.
And then,
How about this? Something we didn't talk about on that pass play. You might have mentioned it, but we didn't really highlight it all that much. He had all day to throw that ball.
He did. And these Forest Lake Freightliners on the offensive line have been, unblocked.
3rd down, incomplete. Royals unable to hold on to the ball. He had a receiver. It would have been a 1st down. Now it brings up 4th and 4.
Cullen Christensen that came in on. Oh, no, that was A.J. Degerstrom.
Yeah.
A.J. Degerstrom came in unblocked and almost gets him.
Looks like Woodbury is going to go for it here.
Wow. That
a little desperate in the first quarter.
I would be looking for the old Connor Johnson pooch punt here from the quarterback.
They're lined up under center.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they jump.
Oh, they're trying to get him to jump.
He didn't move. They would have had the Forest Lake Rangers there if the center would have moved at all, because A.J. Wiley kind of jumped a little bit, and if the offensive lineman moves while A.J. Wiley is in the neutral zone, that would be on the defense.
Timeout was called by Woodbury, but we had a flag. I think it's getting picked up. Look like the coaches are talking, or the referee is conferring with the Woodbury coach. It's going to be picked up. So it'll be 4th and 4. I feel like in that situation, your punter did have a fairly good punt his first time. I might have just let the delay of game happen and conserve that timeout.
Well, you also got to think, is the 5 yards going to help?
True.
Is it? If you think it is, then take the timeout. But
obviously they thought it was going to help. So Woodbury all lined up to punt the ball away. Roney back deep to receive. Another punt bounces at the 5 and takes a Ranger bounce for the moment. Woodbury's going to down it at the 50. And that is where Connor Johnson and the Ranger offense will set up shop for their 3rd drive of the game. What do you think? Do we get a heavy dose of Mac Jerkovich on this drive?
I think we're going to see him a little bit. And then, I mean,
you got to keep going with what's working.
I think we're kind of going to bring him back slowly. Maybe not give him the huge heavy load that he got in game 1.
100%. And I think right now we got him on their heels with the pass. You're only making it easier for Mac once it all works out. Handoff, Mac Jerkovich up the middle. Gains a couple.
Pops right back up. Looks like he does have a brace on though, so he is limping a little bit, and it is that right ankle. that was the problem.
Second down and 8 to go. Woodbury showing blitz. Handoff, Durago up the middle, breaking tackles, cuts back across the 40.
Wow.
And gets
Just
the push from
bowling
the
over.
offensive line.
Get some yards after contact, the better kind of yak, in my opinion. And that'll move the chains.
First down, Rangers. Ball now sits at the 36.
Two linebackers just ready to light him up, and he just goes right through him.
That was the definition of running past the blitz.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It was running through the blitz. Handoff, Mack, left side. They're going to get a holding
the
call.
Edge and yeah.
That's going to be coming back. It's these the outside runs. They've been getting holding on a handful of the Ranger players. B-Scout not a fan of the call. It'll be 1st and 10, or 1st and 15.
Brooks Roning?
No, it's Rayfield.
No, Jacob Rayfield, yeah.
So a yard past the line of scrimmage, it'll be 1st and 14. Or, no, 1st and 19.
All right, well, this is where...
You were saying?
Sorry, I had a cough. Can you cough and pull up my mic a little bit? No, this is what we were talking about, those mental mistakes. And, you know, on the edge, it's a lot of times it's tough to get those blocks without getting your hands around somebody's shoulder.
Johnson keeps left side. Just missed the stiff arm.
You know, that
The,
might have been...
wet helmet.
Yeah, I was going to say, that might have been the wet helmet. And
Because we've seen him pull that stiff arm
Right.
off a few times this season, and I think his hand probably just slid right up that wet plastic. Yeah.
Yep.
Second down, 9 to go.
I mean, if he wore the Teddy Two gloves, he might have
Helped.
helped.
Johnson,
Ooh, quick.
play action,
Oh.
Rayfield. Again, not able to get the stiff arm down. Taken down after gain of 4. Sets up a 3rd and manageable. Johnson with a good fake there with the defensive end coming off the last
Faked out
side.
the camera a little bit.
Almost had him.
That's tough to follow from a little 2.5-inch screen. I will attest to that.
You had to get right up on that thing. Johnson out of the pistol.
Hey, Paul, you're not supposed to tell him that.
Looks to pass, throws downfield. He's got Rayfield, and it was punched out. Fantastic defense. Number 13, Calvin Heinen.
It's a good pass. It was online. You know.
I mean, the punch was there.
Yeah, it's probably about 95% of the time that's a completion. There's a well-timed defense. Great defense there.
Rangers looking to go for it on 4th down and 6 to go. Westman in motion. Johnson hard counts. And timeout taken by the Rangers.
So the question here, are they going to test how long they can kick it?
I don't think Anyuango's coming out for a field goal attempt here. At least I don't see him waiting by a coach for that sort of thing. But I
mean,
wouldn't
you're
be
at the 32 plus 7 plus 17.
I mean,
49.
Be a little bit farther than the one that we had at Anoka.
Yeah, the one that we had here. Or yeah, it was Anoka.
I think what B-Scout wants to do here is test that secondary on one more deep ball on 4th down.
Well, I mean, that's also, if it does get picked, it's fine because it's kind of a long punt. Just to make sure that everybody's ready.
Get some air under it.
Right. So everybody can get down there ready for an interception if it does happen.
4th and 6 for the Rangers. 4 receivers to the left side. Speed option. Johnson keeps. He's got a crease. 1st down and a few more.
Wow. Great vision there by Johnson, just to see a little bit of a crease and take it, and then getting to the second level there.
1st down, Forest Lake Rangers, and they are now sitting a yard away from the red zone. What a beautiful fake!
Wow, that was well.
Ethan
blocked.
Olson had no chance on.
That was a well blocked interior.
Absolutely froze him. Johnson handoff, Mack left side through the hole, fighting tackles. Gain of 5. Second down. Rangers now in the red zone. They've been fantastic tonight.
Well, this offensive line has been doing a heck of a job.
Durago and Jerkovic in the backfield. Johnson under center. Handoff, Durago right side. Spins away from a tackle and is taken down at the 5.
They are really trying to run right behind Xavier Lopez and Tyler Bodine there. Your center guard combo, especially Lopez, he's been getting to the second level. So it's something that he's opening a big hole and easy for the backs to follow.
See what they dial up here on 1st and goal. Rayfield and Durago shift to the opposite side of the line of scrimmage. Johnson takes a snap, handoff, Mack, left side, lunges forward, but I don't think he gained anything. Back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down. I feel a second passing touchdown, or a third passing touchdown coming here. If they're going to sell out to stop Mack, play action it?
Yeah. Well, actually, they had a pulling guard there. Lopez pulled, and I think if Mack would have just waited a little bit to get out, because the pulling guard kind of got tripped up a little bit,
Johnson
would have been open.
Left side,
Keeper.
Touchdown Rangers. And Connor Johnson extends the lead. Forest Lake up 22-0. Anyuango coming on for the extra point.
Just a great job by the offensive line that drive. Durago making a solid block at the end.
Durago got shoved at the end of that play.
What was the flag for? Excessive blocking.
Anyuango. Snap, hold, kick, good.
And
23-0
to the fence. I don't know. I almost wanted to see Anyuango try that.
It would have been fun. I think by 4th quarter, if we're in that situation, I bet you B-Scout gives it a shot.
I bet you.
How far can you kick this thing?
Hey, now's the time to test it. Rainy ball. It's the thing is early in the season it's not cold. So if you're gonna kick one super long, this is the weather to do it in. Maybe not the rain, but this kind of warm weather that the ball is still soft and easy to kick.
Anyuango coming to the sideline.
What did he have? Helmet malfunction? Oh,
mouth guard.
Which he does need one because he has made 2 huge hits on return.
Return saving.
Yeah.
I thought that they were complaining that he rolled the ball on the turf to get it wet after the two muffed kicks to start for Woodbury.
Well, he did leave it sitting in the rain for a little bit there.
Deep
And
kick
that
into
is
the end
through
zone.
the end zone.
That ball is coming out to the 20-yard line, and the Royals will set up shop deep in their own territory once again tonight.
You know what? I'm just going to say I love just, hey, you're going to get it at the 20. This is where you're going to get it because he's just going to kick it through the end zone just about every time. Don't have to worry about returns.
That's a field position weapon right there in high school.
Absolutely.
Snuggerud brings his offense out, looks to pass. They set up a screen going nowhere. Howie Johnson.
And then Schleif and a whole host of the Ranger wrecking crew there.
No gain on the play. They're going to give him a foot.
Ooh, Howie came up limping. Shake it off.
I mean, I think I've seen Howie come out for a handful of plays his entire Ranger career. I don't think a little twisted ankle action is going to do much for him.
And let's not put this to bed right away. But if somebody is slightly banged up, I wouldn't say that they are going to keep them in. This is a situation where we might again see some of the other guys and maybe next man up award
in play. The new award at the end of the game that you would have heard about on the podcast.
Yeah,
if you tuned in.
Just remember that podcast comes out on Thursdays. We have a recap of this game, and then we will look forward to next week, where we will be in White Bear. Correct.
We will be in White Bear, and we will have film for the game. Let's start the second quarter. Woodbury rolls
Howie
to pass.
Johnson getting
and a sandwich hit. Colin Christensen and Howie Johnson.
Coming up. That's rough when you got number 92 in your face all game.
I did notice something. Excuse me. I thought I got my numbers mixed up. It is still Snuggerud. I thought there was a new quarterback in for Woodbury this drive, but Emmett Snuggerud still the play caller for the Royals. 3rd and 9. Woodbury looks to pass. Quick slant over the middle. DJ Westman in coverage. He was looking for Evan Deloy. Incomplete.
I don't know if Westman got his hand in there or what, but
I think it was just a low pass. And Woodbury looks to punt again. At some point, you got to go for it deep in your own field. I mean, you don't want to give the Rangers that field position, but at the same time, you don't want. They've scored on every drive that they've had so far.
Do you know how demoralizing it is to go for it on 4th and 5?
I understand.
From your 20-yard line and then not make it. Now you give your defense the ball with the 20. I mean, that's a
punt nearly blocked by Tomakung. Roney's going to call for a fair catch at the 34. He had plenty of room to run with it. Beeskow was not. Beeskow gave the old 2 hands on the top of the head when he saw a fair catch signal come out there. But I understand with the wet ball, I could completely understand why you would call for that fair catch. He's getting coached up there at the 50.
It would have been a solid chance at a good return,
especially at the right side. There was not a whole lot of blue and white over there.
Rain has become more of an issue, so let's see if these Forest Lake Freightliners can
start road grading here.
Yeah, get
Johnson, handoff, Westman North and
nice.
south, nice crease.
Oh, wow.
Close to the first down.
Mac was close to an excessive blocking call there. Blocking
Way out of bounds. We got a replay on that one, Paul. Mac Jurkovic getting the blocks done here, sending you your screen. Takes 31 for a ride.
Yeah. Let's
You didn't hear no whistle.
Yeah, let's not give that last shove at the end. You can push, but that last shove is what could have possibly caught a flag.
Don't agree with the spot here. I thought he was a lot closer to a first down. Nonetheless, 2nd and 2, handoff. Jurkovic up the middle, right side, left side.
That's gone. The deuce is loose.
Across the 30.
Only the deuce can catch him.
5 touchdown Rangers. Welcome back, Mac Diesel Jurkovic.
Wow. That's deuce on deuce crime right there.
The return of the Mac.
Wow. Great stiff arm there. Number two on Mark Math or Harrison Brigley.
And just like that. Rangers are back out for 2. Mac in motion. Johnson keeps himself up the middle. Into the end zone. 2 points.
You know what? I think Brad might have heard about our point differential thing that we talked about.
I can't wait to see what it is next week. The point differential, I didn't get to mention it. After last week, I think we were 2 or 3. I think I actually still have it in my notes. The Rangers were sitting...
So point differential is a thing while you get the stat, but point differential is a huge thing for seeding in the playoffs. And Noah and I were talking about, maybe like we had kind of dropped in the rankings because we were supposed to beat teams by a little bit more than we did. And that's what coaches look at when they rank the teams at the end of the season for the brackets. So last week, it was 52-0, and that definitely helped the point differential. And I
believe that it was we were sitting in 2nd place in point differential, and this week we are in firm control of that top spot. Point differential being 22.4. Nearest would be this Woodbury team that we are playing with a 12.3. That makes a lot more sense when you remember back to the schedule. The only 2 wins they have this year against Roseville and Hopkins.
Right.
Onyewongo, line drive kick out of the back of the end zone, and Woodbury will start at the 20 again.
That one was a different style of kick. That one was more of a line drive, tougher to catch, but still rolls through the back of the end zone, which is solid because, hey, if you don't, as far as health-wise, if you don't have a lot of those returns that you're, banging into each other, going 20 yards apiece at top speed, hitting each other, that takes down some injury risk.
Snuggerud, handoff, Mathis up the middle. He's got a crease, and he's off to the races. Loses the ball, and Woodbury able to jump on top of it. They'll recover it at the 48-yard line.
Wow, you're the Al Michaels. Loses the football. Al Michaels will never say the word fumble. You will never hear it. I have never heard it in 30 years of watching it.
It was I can't tell if it was, we'll get to the play at hand, and then we will discuss the last one. Snuggerud.
That was...
Keeps himself. Quick pass in the backfield.
Oh.
And that is back-to-back big plays for Lashak. Laschak, excuse me.
Yeah, Laschak made 2 solid plays. He stopped he held him up for the touchdown there. Somebody from behind came in. I couldn't see who it was that actually punched out the ball. And then here he just absolutely blows up his blocker, puts him on the ground. goes in and makes the stop.
I think that Niall was the one that originally had a hand on the ball and may have been getting it loose, and then that secondary hit there is what sprung it out.
Well,
Mathis.
Oh, wow. Durago just drags him down with one hand.
See, I'd like, Paul, can we get a replay on that one? That one,
flag down.
They call it. Oh, I think they're going to call a horse collar on Durago, and I think he just had a firm grab of the pads from over the top of the jersey here. Oh yeah, no, that was a clean tackle 100% of the time.
Yeah,
that was mid-back, grabbed him by the jersey and dragged him backwards.
They call it kind of by the nameplate.
I don't know.
In the letter of the law, maybe it's close. And all I got to say is that takes a heck of a lot of strength right there.
So Woodbury now on the positive side of the field.
Did we just have lightning there?
I believe we did. Might get this play. Snuggerud throws deep. And Tamakung with beautiful defense that they're going to call a pass interference.
That was all ball.
So 2 back-to-back defensive penalties that were absolutely garbage.
I don't know about that.
You got to pick that one up. Paul, do we got a replay loaded? Head on ball. That's clean defense if I've ever seen it in my entire life. Beautiful defense.
He came over for the ball. I mean,
maybe he tugged that left or the right shoulder a little and turned him a little bit, but that was
solid coverage in my opinion.
All right. 1st and 10 Woodbury. Snuggerud up the middle. Ranger Wrecking Crew, no gain.
Derek Loomis.
That's one of those ones
Derek
for
Loomis, Howie Johnson, both of them.
That's one of those plays for Tamakung that you got to call him to the sideline and say, do that every play.
Right. I mean, that was perfectly timed. He looked back at the ball. I mean, the only thing that
he was tracking the ball the whole time.
Yeah, the only thing that they could have maybe said was like a push early. Like
I think his shoulders shifted a little. I could see that they were maybe trying to call a shoulder tug, but other than that, ball on the ground. And we got a whistle before any of that. False start on Woodbury. Third down and 10. We've had a couple of questionable calls up in the sky. Snuggerud under center. Takes a snap, handoff, Mathis up the middle. Ranger Wrecking Crew brings him down after a short gain.
That's Loomis in the last check there. Durago in on the 15. Stop. Man, there's not too many running plays that all of our linebacking crew are not involved in. Like, if it's up the middle, just about every one of them is snuffed out by all 3 linebackers there.
Woodbury breaks huddle on a huge 3rd and 15 for him. It's the farthest into their into Ranger territory they've been all night. They go with a screen that is immediately blown up.
Andrew Johnson on the play, getting all riled up. Andrew Johnson and A.J. Wiley are kind of rotational in that nose tackle position.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them, A.J. Wiley had a couple of big stops last week. Andrew Johnson getting one here. If he doesn't get that screen right away, that's some trouble, because that could have got at least 6-7 more yards.
4th and 11. Big play for Woodbury. Rangers getting rowdy. We got a timeout taken by Woodbury. So we will have to hold.
6:42 left in the half.
Ball sitting at the 16-yard line. You got to believe they're passing the ball, and they're going to have to go downfield. And they've not had the greatest run of passes so far tonight, as well as the fact that most of that has been because of the pass rush that the Rangers have been sending.
Yeah, I mean, Howie Johnson is in the backfield immediately. Also, usually there is a linebacker coming in from the weak side there.
So you're getting good pressure from the front 3 to 4, depending on the package that we're putting out. Do you try and overwhelm a quarterback here and throw some blitzes at him, or drop everybody back into zones?
You know what? I think they've been doing a solid job in man. I would blitz.
We'll see what the Rangers decide to do. Snuggerud on 4th and 11. Rangers do send pressure. Throw over the middle. Caught.
Daggerstrom.
Way short of the line to gain. Turnover on
and
downs.
Loomis both converge on the tackle. Once again, those linebackers doing an excellent job getting him in space, wrapping him up, and waiting for friends to come.
That ball was thrown way short. He only gained 2 yards on a 4th and 11. Got to look a little bit farther downfield than that. 1st and 10 Rangers, they take over on downs, and we'll see how aggressive Coach wants to be. Trying to score before half or take up 6 minutes to score before half.
I kind of think that
Durago gets the carry.
I kind of think that the playmakers that we have on the field don't listen to, hey, let's get a long, sustained drive.
Unless it's the third quarter.
Right.
Then we'll take the entire third quarter.
Right. We'll take the entire third quarter. But these guys, you really think Mac's gonna you know what? I'm not gonna take that edge. I'm not gonna get there. No, of course he's taking the full throttle all the way.
Johnson pitched to Mac left side, trying to get out and get the edge. He's going to get the first down and a handful more yards before he's run out of bounds. Flag on the play in the backfield.
And he still does have a little bit of a limp there. Durago can't believe it.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and long. 2nd and 11 for the Rangers. The Rangers have passed effectively in the rain tonight. Do we potentially see that on a 2nd long? 2 running backs in the backfield.
I think it's going to be a screen. Oh, maybe not.
Durago up the middle, gets a good push, but only gains 2 to 3 before he's shoved out of bounds, or shoved down, not out of bounds. Excuse me. Now we got a 3rd and medium. I don't know.
And once again, folks, this is our 2nd week in a row with heavy rain during the broadcast, and it is clipping in and out. Please bear with us. We are having some camera issues.
Johnson on 3rd, quick tunnel screen to Savageau. He's going to make up a decent amount of it, but it's going to be 4th and 1. We'll see what Brad decides to do. Anyuango was practicing his drop, but he is firmly planted heels and toes in the turf on the sideline. I think Biscow is going to go for it unless this is a hard count and then punt.
This is a situation where the hard count and Connor Johnson's ability to pooch kick it could come into play.
Westman in motion, and a flag, free first down for the Rangers. So that'll be a first down, Rangers. They will keep the ball. Doing our best with the cameras right now with the rain.
Once again, we may have, hopefully we still have one camera view. The
Mack up the middle. Tries to get to the left side. Taken down. Might have to finish this in audio only. Brian's camera seems to be working good underneath the tent.
Yeah. And Brian doing a great job down on the field there.
Second down, 8 to go. Johnson sends Westman in motion. Hand off Mack. Looks like he was going to try and cut back at the line of scrimmage, and he is taken down immediately by Luke Puglisi.
I mean, I got to think that we've been trying to run it up the middle, and our outside stretch plays have been doing much better.
Third and long for the Rangers. Durago takes his time getting set. And DJ looks like he's going to be offsides. So now we got a third and even longer. And we might end up seeing a Anyuongo punt here if third down does not go the way of the Rangers.
2:46 left in the half. Score is currently 31-0.
Durago in motion. Johnson looks to throw, now runs himself.
Oh,
has a couple of blockers in front of him, but he takes a shot. Luke Burton lowers his shoulder on the QB there.
All right, so that'd be on the 35. It'll be 4th and 3.
And the Rangers will punt for the first time tonight. So the first Ranger punt comes way of the Rangers kind of shooting themselves in the foot there with a couple of penalties.
Yeah. And that's what we were talking about, these mental mistakes that, you should be trying to play a super clean game here. You're up 31-0.
And the Rangers will burn a timeout. Clock was ticking down. Woodbury was trying to get subs in. Well, I don't think we're going to need the timeout necessarily before half.
Right.
Not a bad time to burn one. Gotta make sure everybody's on the same page. No, B-Scout would have rather just had the punt go off without a hitch.
Right.
I think Anyuongo was down there yelling at his team to get the ball snapped because Woodbury had 12 men on the field. They were trying to get somebody off. That would have been a first down for the Rangers.
Yeah.
But nobody on the line was set and ready to go. There we go. Let's try this again. I missed the number on who's back deep to receive the punt.
Low liner. Get away.
Bounces at the 40 Ranger bounce, and it bounces right in to Owen DeMonso.
Good job by DeMonso just grabbing it right away, even though it was rolling past. He knew he hit it, so that would give the Woodbury returner a chance to pick it up and go and not have to worry about fumbling it because it was touched by a Forest Lake player first.
A minute and 42 left in the half. We'll see what Woodbury decides to do with it. Snuggerud out of the pistol with the running back in his right pocket. Takes a snap, looks to pass, chased from behind, and sacked by Howie Johnson. Great coverage downfield and just took too much time. Clock winds.
Man, if he would have stopped, Diggerstrom would have had him in a heartbeat. Diggerstrom had a bead on him from all the way on the other side. And then Howie comes in from the other side.
Under a minute 30 to play in the first half. Snuggerud takes a snap, handoff, Mathis left side. Gets to the second level, but taken down after a gain of 8.
It looks like it'll be 3rd and 9, 3rd and 7.
Mathis on 31 carries so far this season has 171 yards. He's averaging 5.5 yards per carry. Not a bad ratio there.
No. But, I mean, they have had a number of negative plays, which, normally if you see a running back that has 5.5, they might be seeing that 3rd and long quite a bit. Ooh.
Snuggerud throw over the middle.
Did he hang on to that?
He did not.
Okay.
Roan with a huge hit. Roney, excuse me. Huge hit on number 44.
Wow.
Ethan Hauser taking the brunt of that impact. Snuggerud kind of tossed him a hospital ball there, and now it's 4th down.
I have a feeling that Roney has been instructed not to fair catch this.
Yeah, if the punt comes off the foot the way it has the past couple times, he's got room to make a return. And with 40 seconds left, that's a shot for a Rangers score.
And that one is high.
Bad punt.
Unreturnable.
Takes a Woodbury bounce inside the 30. Downed at the 27-yard line, and I bet you the Rangers will probably come out and take a knee.
I don't know. I haven't seen him take a knee.
Or hand it off to Mac, I guess.
Hand it off to Mac and
see what happens.
Like
we've seen it happen before half.
Yeah, Prior Lake. There was a situation much like this with about 30, 40 seconds left to go before the half, and I believe it was 10-7 at the time. And we're like, yeah, they're probably just content to go in at halftime down 3, 10-7. And Mac just puts up a 60-yard touchdown on him. One play, boom, gone. So let's see. Never can count them out.
See if Mac can do it again. Johnson sends Durago in motion, takes a snap. It's going to be a reverse to Westman going back the other way. Has the edge. And out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
All right, and that will stop the clock at 19 seconds with the first down. So
I think they call him out of bounds regardless. So
okay.
We don't have to worry about the clock starting back up again. Rangers can take their time getting lined up. Rangers hand off Mack. Left side has a hole. And taken down at the 46 to 7-yard line. And B-Scout will be happy with taking that to half.
All right, we're at 31-0. And if this score is half and half, we are halfway to 62.
Very true. The linesman just on it through 3 weeks. About to be 4.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't expect to see another 31 points in the third and fourth quarter, but you never know.
Never know.
You never know. I think we'll start to see some of the other guys come on in. Maybe Woodbury gets.
Well, last week it was kind of the same situation, and they played well. They played the starters well into the third quarter. So potentially,
the other thing is it is homecoming tonight.
That's true.
It is homecoming, so they might want to hang a 50-piece for homecoming.
I'm thinking higher than that. Well, put up another 30.
Well,
let's get to that over/under number.
I mean, solid first half by the Rangers.
Yep.
And, one of those things that I was saying that last week's game against Park, we probably were going to see them air it out a little bit more. Actually, this week's game is the one that they get Mac back, and then they are airing it out quite a bit more.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that is because they don't want to have Mac have a ton of carries, maybe give him, ease him back in, and, see what he can do, see what he's comfortable with, and also if that brace that he's wearing is a problem.
I think all he's got to do is come out and have a good first 2 series, and he'll break his 100-yard mark for the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, how he got 2 sacks today already? I
believe close to that, yeah.
I think it's 2. Drago's got 1. I think there's a total of 4 or 5 sacks tonight so far. So good job all around. A few mistakes we got to clean up. Little penalties here and there. That stalled the drive or two. We'll get back to you.
Yes.
In a bit. We're gonna let you enjoy
for the homecoming royalty and the Rangerettes.
Yeah.
Here at halftime. We'll be back shortly.
buckets dropped into by Connor Johnson. At
Throwing
one in the
it,
end zone.
a lot of throwing and throwing it effectively.
Right. I mean, that long pass play just had excellent touch on it. And also giving your receiver, because a lot of times you lead that ball and it ends up straying a little bit too far to the sidelines, and then he's got to really try and make an athletic catch to get 1 foot in. He had easy 2 feet on the run in, so.
This kick into the end zone, so the Rangers will not be able to return the opener, and they will start at the 20. I'm going to try and see if I can't get a small little update here on what the weather looks like. Oh, we're smack in the middle of it still. And it's only going to get worse. At about 9 o'clock, we're going to get heavier rain than this.
Okay. Well, the one thing is we could be in running clock mode for the fourth quarter.
True. Pitch to Durago. Durago right side, lowers his shoulder at the 30. I believe that's going to get him the first down. Yeah, tack on a few more.
And that'll move the chains.
First play of the half. Looks like we have a little bit of chippiness between a member of the Rangers offensive line and the defensive line of
I would
Woodbury.
expect if the starters stay in, I would expect to see a little bit more of that because Woodbury's been getting pushed around quite a bit.
Mack up the middle. Breaking tackle, stays on his feet and has the first down.
And that'll move the chains again.
Gain of 12 for the Rangers. Clock runs. What were you saying, though? Some extracurriculars if they keep the starters in?
Oh, yeah. Because, you can only get pushed around for so long before you start to retaliate. And, the Forest Lake Freightliners here, you got Jack Shilgren and Xavier Lopez just pushing guys on that left side. On the right side.
Right side. Picks his lane north and south, gets upfield, another 11 yards for the Rangers.
And that was the side that I was just talking about, Jack Shilgren and Xavier Lopez. Just getting on that edge and just pushing hard.
First and 10. Opening drive for the Rangers. Ball on the 43. Durago and Rayfield shift. Johnson handoff. Mack right side. Carries the pile for 5.
It's just a great push there by Bodine. Bodine, the center, Jack Shilgren, and Speckle, the left tackle. All of them just, right now you're just going to be 4 or 5 yards in a cloud of dust if this continues. And then, that's minus a big play from, one of the best running backs in the state right now.
Speed option left side, pitch to Westman. Westman gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more.
Looks like they're going to call a flag again on the edge block.
See, and that going off of one of the talking points from the past couple of weeks of north and south running by our running backs.
Yep.
The longer you stretch that out, the longer everybody's got to hold blocks, and it leads to holding calls.
That'll be Durago again.
Durago not happy with it. I don't think he thinks he was held.
Well, I think Durago is getting to be where he's a solid blocker, and he hasn't been called for a lot of penalties. And some refs see things a little bit differently. If you're maybe just hooking it a little bit, some refs will call it, and others won't.
Quick pass to Westman.
Oh, nice!
Avoids
caught.
the tackle down the sideline, taken down. Durago Good blocking by Durago on the outside.
It's going to be
Make it
4th and 4, 3, 3.5 maybe.
Who are they going to call it on?
Looks like that's on the Rangers.
So they got Durago on another hold on the outside.
I don't know.
I wish we would have said something so we could have gotten a replay of that one because I'd like to see these holds.
Yeah. Something I'll have to look back on the tape because there's some that can be called, and you know, a lot of times a good block kind of looks like holding.
All right, second and very long. Johnson, option, cuts back, gets upfield, 5 yards. Now it's going to be third and long.
I don't know. I'm thinking a screenplay here, and it's going to get us close.
I'm thinking a Rayfield seam route, right down the middle. Durago back in.
You know, one thing
Peterson that came in for him.
One thing that we haven't seen is a solid post route, like a Westman post route.
True. He's got plenty of receivers on the field.
Yeah, air it out.
Johnson, another option. Back to Mack.
Late pitch.
Gets outside. Flag on the play. I don't know who they're going to call it on. Mack.
Personal foul on Woodbury. Yeah, it would be, but it looks like they're calling it, of course.
You got a replay on that one, Paul?
I don't know. I think we're starting to see the refs kind of take sportsmanship into.
I don't get that at all.
I don't either, but I mean, guys, we're up by 31. We don't need to be getting into the faces of other players after the play.
Well, from what I saw on that one, I'll have to go back and look at it, but I thought it was Matt getting up and a Woodbury player kind of hanging on him, and he kind of just swiped his arm at him. I think that was a pretty ticky-tack call.
Well, I mean, we have seen this before. And 2 penalties in a row.
Ball on the ground, and the Rangers got it.
Oh, wow. That'll go down as another
Sean
turnover.
Rakowski muffs his 3rd return of the night.
And number 15, Vince Chavez, on special teams, coming up with it. Doesn't really get under the punt very well, and you know, Chavez is just right there in the perfect time. And
look at here,
good job on the old fumble drill. Just fall on the ball. Don't worry about picking it up and going. Just make sure you get the ball.
All right, we'll see if the offense revitalized can finish the drive that they started. Ball about where it started before the penalty cavalcade.
Right.
Johnson, handoff, Durago. That's one way to keep him from holding, hand him the ball. But I don't think many of those holding calls were legit.
I am not 100% certain that all of that. I mean, he's been a solid blocker for 2 years now.
Yeah. It's got to just be something with his hand or wherever he's at that they're looking for it, because it was 3 straight plays.
Either that or he's doing it so well that he's turning a shoulder. Like, if the defender gets his shoulder turned, a lot of times they think it's holding, but it's actually just a solid block.
Jerkovich plunges forward for a gain of a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 to go. Ball on the 36.
This would be into the wind, so I would imagine this is 4 down territory here.
But do we have a whole lot of wind right now? Very minimal wind.
Minimal, but
enough
in the rain.
Johnson looks to pass. Receiver open downfield. Rayfield down to the 1.
Man, that's his second one that just he catches it diving at the 1 yard line. Rayfield should have two more touchdowns on the season.
Another good ball by Connor. Heavy package in for the Rangers.
All right, here we go. Heavies are in.
Handoff. Mack met at the line.
Fumble.
He fumbles, but the Rangers got back on it. It was solid contact.
Durago got a hold of it.
Solid contact to Jerkovich, and he gets up a little gingerly.
A little limping.
I don't think that was ankle as much as he just got the wind knocked out of him. He ran into a brick wall there at the
I think on
line
these
of
heavy
scrimmage.
packages, we rather than just lining up.
Heavy's out.
On the heavy package, we just need to stretch it out to the heavy side. Like, you got your best blockers out there, you know. You got Jack Shilgren and Xavier Lopez out there, and then you have Nate Schleif and Howie Johnson to that side. I would just stretch it out and let Mac find the hole.
Timeout called by the Rangers. One that B-Scow I don't think wanted to burn. He was hoping his guys could get lined up for that play. So we got 2nd and goal from the 2 yard line. Or are we back at the 3 now after the fumble?
Looks like it's at the 3, and I don't know. I would try and use that wide side of the field. It's no matter who it is, if it's Westman or Mack, or even Connor Johnson, just run a pitch to the outside to the wide side of the field. Because you're on the right hash, so you know the Rangers have been able to get the edge the entire game. So
here we go. Mack looks like he has recovered from the shot he took on 1st down. Johnson out of the pistol. Sends Westman in motion. Handoff to Rago up the middle. Touchdown, Rangers.
untouched.
Your score before the extra point, 37-0. Rangers all over the Royals on homecoming.
Durago giving the high five to AD over there.
Anyuango on to attempt the extra point. Snap, hold, kick, up, good. See, now I think that right there was a little bit more warranted for the personal foul than...
Well, with the score, I think the Rangers are being held to a little bit higher standards.
Yeah, probably.
And, you know, deservedly so. I don't condone, like, the difference, but I would say that, hey, let's hang 40 on them gracefully.
So that bit to the storm that I was talking about looks like it's breaking up a little bit. We're still going to get a little bit of heavier rain for about 5 to 10 minutes. here in
Well,
about
it is,
10 minutes.
It is definitely coming down still.
It's coming down, and it's going to end up coming down harder.
The other thing is like this is still a nice warm night. This rain would be a lot worse if it was cold.
100%. That one out of the back of the end zone.
We're currently at about, 60?
67, I believe.
Yeah.
I saw.
Still a pretty warm rain.
67 degrees. 5 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter.
And
35 on the point board has been hit, which means running clock will start
in the fourth quarter.
First and 10, Woodbury backed up on their own 20. Handoff, Mathis up the middle. Gets a good push. All of the Rangers in on the tackle.
Ranger Wrecking Crew doing a solid job. I mean, we were talking about it in the podcast a little bit, how hard it is to hang a goose egg on a team. And, I mean, that's just executing on just about every play that there is. You can have a few mess-ups, but, man, you miss an assignment, and, like, every team's got a solid player that could probably do some damage to you.
Ranger Wrecking Crew blowing that one up. Ball back, basically back to the line of scrimmage.
Howie Johnson on the bottom of that pile just got the old face paint and just...
old John Randall face paint.
Yeah.
I think we saw Schleif doing that at some point last year. The boys up front just putting the war paint on.
Well, after McCarthy did it on Monday night, I saw quite a few out there the following game.
Another big hit across the middle. This time the catch was made by Hauser. Christensen popping him at the point of the catch. We have first down for Woodbury. We'll see what Snuggerud and the Woodbury offense draws up here on first and 10. Snuggerud keeps himself and swallowed by the defensive line for the Rangers.
You got Degerstrom, Christensen, Schleif, Howie Johnson. Again, like, how do you tell who the tackle is when four guys are hitting him at the same time? It's a little rough going for the Royals here.
It's been rough sledding all night for them trying to run the ball. Mathis has got a couple good runs between the tackles, but for the most part they have been shut down tonight. Woodbury looks to pass again.
A good one.
Going deep, way overthrown. Roney in coverage.
It almost looked like that receiver was not running at full speed.
No, I'm trying to get 24 or 34. 24. Nolan Freimiller. Woodbury on third and long. Drops to pass. Throws incomplete. Handful of Rangers in there on defense. In coverage.
And that'll be 4th and 11.
Woodbury will bring the punting unit on again.
All right.
We'll see if Roney can get a return here.
And like we were saying in these games that are a bit high scoring and out of hand a little bit, you are going to try stuff that you maybe not. So maybe Roney, if this one is easily returnable, well, looks like this one could be returnable. He's got a lot of room.
Across the 40, 45, jukes back across the 50. He's got some blocks ahead of him down the sideline to the 20, cuts back, gets past the punter, and drugged down at the 6-yard line.
Number 40.
Brooks Roney almost taking it back for the Rangers with a nifty bit of return work. And with that, you can kind of see why B-Scout was probably unhappy with the fact that he didn't choose to return it the last time. When he has a chance, he's definitely a dangerous returner, but...
Wow, number 40. Who's number 40 on the Royals? He came in like a...
Charlie Codell.
He was shot out of a cannon. Solid job on Charlie Codell there to catch up to him.
So Johnson and the Forest Lake offense start inside the 10, 1st and goal from the 6. Johnson keeps, looks to pass. Going to be sacked. Goes down at the 15. I think we had a decent play. I was so focused on the blitz that I didn't see where the receivers were, but it looked like he almost had the chance to throw that. Good thing to tuck it down.
I think he had Savageau and Rayfield on the left side. He just the defender flashed in front of his face, and he kind of had to avoid him, so he couldn't really set and throw.
We'll see what they choose to do. Ball on the 15. 2nd and goal. Johnson, hands off, Richley going left, cuts back, 10, 5, reaching for the pylon.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Rangers.
You know, and Richley had a huge couple of weeks while Mac Jerkovich was out. And, you know, next man up, and Richley is definitely one of those guys in the running for that award.
Evan Richley. He's got the visor on in the rain, fighting the water droplets to see where he's going.
These little windshield wipers.
Anyuanga. On for the extra point. Doinks it off the left upright. May have been tipped. Paul, do we got a replay on that one?
I think that also had a little snap. Oh, nope, it was tipped.
Yeah. So the ball blocked by Woodbury goes off the left upright.
Number 24 looks like he got his hand on it. Good jump. Yep.
I think it was
24. He had a solid jump on it.
He was hanging up in the air for a little bit there. It was an impressive leap.
Nolan Freimiller.
All right. Put this thing out of the back of the end zone again. How much harder can it rain?
Well, do you remember?
We'll find out in 5 minutes.
Mounds View game 2 years ago?
Yeah, that's true.
That was a downpour. And that was
Rangers
through the end zone, not wind assisted.
Lucky to not get a offsides penalty on that one. Richley crossing the line at perfect timing.
A little pumped up after the touchdown, you know. All right, so 44-0, your score here in the third, 1:46 left to go. Once it hits the fourth quarter, we will be in running clock.
Snuggerud, handoff, Mathis on a draw, goes right, brought down by the Ranger Wrecking Crew.
Host of Rangers, Nate Schleif, Aiden Waslick.
Second down, 7 to go. Ball on the 23.
We got A.J. Wiley and Andrew Johnson in the on the defensive line. Looks like Howie is taking a seat here. Maybe not taking a little breather.
Looks like we're starting to sub some guys in now.
Yep.
Handoff, Mathis up the middle, spinning out of tackles, but the Rangers able to take him down short of the first down.
Colin Christensen had a solid tackle there. He just wrapped up. He kind of got dragged a little bit, but didn't let go and wait for the other Ranger wrecking crew to come and help him out, clean it up.
Bash Pent looks like he is in at corner for DJ Westman. Bottom of your screen. Going to be a quick quarterback keeper for the first down. 26 seconds left in the quarter. Handoff, Mathis, right side. Nothing doing. Couple of yards. And I think that is going to take us to the fourth quarter.
All right, so we'll swap sides here. And we will have the continuous running clock for the fourth quarter once the ball gets reset here.
So, refresher from last week, the clock will stop for coaches' timeouts.
Yeah, Howie's got his helmet off. I think he's done for the night. And then here's the fourth quarter, the fourth quarter Forest Lake ritual. Little fishing in the dark.
I think we started it a little too late.
Yeah.
Bad timing this week.
Yeah. Didn't even hit the drop.
It went with a QB sneak on second and nothing.
Elite play calling there.
I mean, we're in running time now.
Yeah. But, I mean, even if they would have went out of bounds, it still would have been running time. But normally the clock wouldn't stop there.
It's about this time that cell is supposed to dump more rain than it's already dumping. Snuggerud looks to pass, throwing deep downfield.
Wow.
And Bash Pent knocking it away for the Ranger defense.
So, number 15 is Vince Chavez. Is the one that came up with the special teams.
Good defense there.
Special teams fumble recovery, and he's the one that forced a really skied throw. Had a solid pressure on the quarterback there. Coming in at linebacker, that's a tough job to break into. You got Dagerstrom, Durago, and Loomis. Also AJ Waslick all in there.
4th and 5, and Tomacum almost
just
had
missed.
his 5th interception of the season.
Wow. I think he was surprised by it more than anything.
All right, so the Rangers will take over on downs.
Oh no, it was he got tied up with Sawyer McCon there.
Oh, so close. All right, we got a complete change on the offense. Sanchez is checked in at quarterback. We got new wings, new running backs, enough that I'm not going to be able to rattle them off right now. Sanchez, out of the pistol. Sends a man in motion, handoff. Right side. Max Johnson on the carry. Rangers get a good push there. Gain of close to 5. Second down and 10. Or second down and 5, excuse me. 6, 5.
Got some new guys in on the O-line as well. Got number 62, Ian Asplund.
Johnson, handoff, Richley through a hole, breaking a couple of tackles down to the 14-yard line.
And he's just a spark plug. He wants to make plays, and he sees a little bit of an opening, and he's right through. It's a solid. I mean, it's kind of like what we saw with Mac last year. Like, he was a little tentative in the beginning of the year, first couple of games.
Yep.
And then, once he starts to get a bunch of carries under his belt, he's off to the races. And that is going to be missed by Zachary Olson. He's going to wish he had that chance back. A little bit.
It's a late whistle. He probably could have grabbed it and started running with it and seen what could have happened.
Little wet hands out there. A little wet ball, so he's not wearing gloves. So that's definitely a tougher one. He probably not used to wearing gloves if you're.
Sanchez takes the snap, handoff, Richley going left side. Inside the 5.
Nobody saw it. There's no ref. There's no ref near side. I didn't see that.
Yeah, that might have been
Richley inside the 5.
Might have been a little bit of
First and goal. Yeah, I was waiting for the flag to come out.
Yeah.
Left side, there was a definite hold for the Rangers. Right about there.
Yeah.
We will see what the Rangers dial up. Sanchez under center. Richley in the backfield. Ball on the ground. I think the Rangers got back on it.
Anders Peterson looks like.
Is he the one that dove on it? 27?
Yep. All right, so let's see if they can put one in.
Like to see these boys get in the end zone here.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you got to give it to Richley again.
They're having a good time over there. Look, half the student section left.
Sanchez, handoff, Peterson.
Anderson.
Is he in?
Anders
Touchdown,
Peterson,
Rangers.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
There's no flag on the play.
All right.
Touchdown, Rangers.
Touchdown Rangers. And
I didn't know that we were
looks like
awaiting a flag. Good job of him putting his foot in the ground, cutting off his blocks, getting upfield and fighting through contact, waiting for that push from his offensive lineman.
and a great job by Tanner Lipinski getting a solid block a couple of yards down, and then that just let Anders Peterson follow Lipinski in there.
Anyuango to add the extra point. Up and through. You get run into after the play?
I don't know. I missed it. We got a shout out. Shout out to my dad and Noah's grandfather watching the game. We enjoy all of the friends and family that are tuned in to us that may not even have Rangers in the kids in the system anymore, but they're tuning in to watch our broadcast. We still haven't heard anybody. If you guys want to stop us in the crowd, if you got somebody
Collinsville, Illinois, still the high score.
Collinsville, Illinois is the high score for distance of a Rangers football watcher. So if you see us and you got somebody further than Collinsville, Illinois, tell us. We'll give you a shout out. Give us their name, and we'll give them a shout out for watching from so far away. And like, if it's out of the country, that would be even better. Get a worldwide viewership. How about that?
Jaden Anyongo, after getting stepped on, puts that one down to the
Shorter
2.
kick. This one could be in trouble. Oh.
Jaden
Anywangu did hold him
shutting
up.
down returns this year.
Anywangu held him up, and then that's number 14, Niall Laschek, comes in to clean it up.
Jaden Anywango, it's 3 would-be touchdowns potentially this season, and he has foiled plans on all 3 of them.
Yeah. All right, let's see if their Ranger Wrecking Crew can hold him here.
Oh, jeez.
Woodbury cycling in the backups here. That was a bad snap taken by Brendan Schmitz.
Tyler Nelson and Sawyer Bennett on the stop there.
51, yeah, you're up 51 nothing. He's down.
Jacob Kelly in at quarterback.
Warming up obviously with the coordinators getting ready to go in. Come on.
Number 93, Asher Wilson, a freshman. Getting
Another
some
high snap. Quick
time.
swing pass to the left side.
He's down.
He goes down to a knee to take that
down.
catch.
No, don't trump these two out there.
Did you hear that? Asher Wilson, freshman, getting some time.
Where at?
Defensive line,
Nice.
number 93.
Howie Johnson 2.0.
Well, I mean, if you look at him, that's a big freshman.
It's true.
And then Matthew Fahey also getting a spot on that defensive line. He's a junior.
Tyler
see a lot of-
Nelson in at linebacker for the Rangers.
This Asher Wilson and Fahey we're probably going to see quite a bit of next year.
Caden Davidson down here on the bottom of your screen playing corner.
Big blitz coming. Screen.
Woodbury going out right side, tripped up by his own guy, tries to get to the sideline and is hit by a couple of Rangers. Drugged down right at about the 15.
3:05 left in the game. I really think the starting defense is really wanting the Ranger Wrecking Crew to hold the goose egg. Tick, tick, tick. Pull off the old Berman.
Woodbury with Kelly. Handoff. Nothing doing. Ranger Wrecking Crew.
Absolutely nothing. And that's Asher Wilson and Tyler Nelson on the play. Don't know if they are related.
Loss of a couple on the play. It's going to bring up second and long. Ball on the 17. 19 now. Kelly breaks huddle. Takes the snap, looks to throw, rolling left.
Don't do it. He's got to run it.
Runs and is planted.
Wow, Sawyer McCon Great tackle, great open field tackle, and definitely made him think twice about trying that again.
It's going to be 3rd down.
1:29 left in the game.
3rd and 7.
Textbook tackle.
Mike's just strolling the field over.
He felt that one.
Textbook
That's for
tackle.
sure.
Go in, lead with the shoulder around the hips, lift up, and drive. Great job.
See if the Rangers can pull off the shutout. 3rd and 7. Kelly looks to throw. Throws the end zone. Batted away, and a flag comes in. I don't know. He's pass interference.
I think he was a little early there.
He was definitely a little bit earlier than Tomakun, but so that'll set him up. 1st and 1st down.
Put him in where it matters. To get the big stop.
Noble Yang checking in at corner. 50 seconds left till shutout. Ball on the 6.
Woodbury calls a timeout.
So Woodbury's going to start burning their timeouts to try and score here before the end of the game.
I mean, you almost got to try if you're Woodbury, right? I mean, you just if you didn't try, what would you think of your coaches if you didn't try if you were on the 5-yard line to not get shut out?
Got wide side of the field down here. Ball on the 7. Kelly looks to throw. Swing pass, incomplete.
All right, so
Timeout.
timeout with 33 and a half seconds left. Let's take a look at this.
Still a little out of reach. He was looking for Brennan Schmitz.
Even if he does catch it, he's not going anywhere. There was definitely solid contain there. Good job by the second string defense here. How much do you really think they want to?
I think they want to score.
Well, they want to score, but how much you think that the first team defense doesn't want them to score?
Most of the first team defense is dancing to the music down here outside.
I know, but I think that.
I think the coordinators probably do.
Well, anybody.
Kelly looks to throw. Back shoulder pass. End zone. Incomplete.
27 seconds. 23. I don't think they have another timeout left. I think they're going to let it go. Or nope. They might call one more timeout there. It looks like they're huddling over there.
Oh my God!
Yep.
They're going to send the field goal unit on to break up the.
Yeah, they want to kick a field goal. They want points.
All right,
Okay.
Here it is. Going for the field goal to
Get in and block it.
To erase the goose egg. Here we go. With 5 seconds left, a lot of drama in this 51-0 game up here in the booth. Everybody is on pins and needles, watching, hoping, pulling the nanu, like, miss it. Noonan!
I think with the win that we got tonight, if everybody blows on 3, we can get it to go wide left.
Where's the student section with the whole? Come on,
the student section is all down on the fence. They were booing,
Yeah.
and B-Scout was waving it off. Here we go
Come
to
on,
break
here
up
we
the
go.
goose egg. Woodbury, snap, hold, kick, blocked!
Oh my gosh! They're running it back.
Rangers pick it up back to the 50, and that's how the game will end. Rangers with a 51-0 goose egg.
Josiah Whitehill picks it up on the and takes it for about a 40-yard return. Let's see who gets the block. Just kicked into everybody. I don't know who exactly got it.
I think it was 10 right in the middle. I believe 10 was the one that got it. Tyler Nelson.
I don't know. Vince Chavez was celebrating like he might have got a piece of it. I'm not sure. If Vince Chavez actually got a piece of that, that is a heck of a night for Vince Chavez.
Well, let's kick it off.
There it is.
Under the radar player of the game. Who do you give it to?
My next man up, player of the week, Vince Chavez, who had a fumble recovery.
Yep.
A solid pressure that led to a solid pass breakup and possible interception. It looked like he might have got a hand on that kick there. Also had a couple of tackles coming in, and that was mostly in the second half because he was coming in as a replacement, which that linebacking crew is a really tough crew. And, I mean, just having somebody like that as a backup to Durago, Degerstrom, Loomis, Waslick, and Colin Christensen, all of those guys, solid linebackers. And then you got Vince Chavez coming up right behind him. So, next man up award, there you go. Vince Chavez, good job to you. Number 15. And Noah, who's your player of the game?
I'm going to go with a little bit of a cliche answer for tonight. I think my players of the game are going to be any of the alumni that came back to celebrate homecoming here at Ranger Stadium. Because there were too many active Rangers that had an amazing game tonight.
Absolutely.
To pick one. Your award being the underdog next man up player. It's that one. We had plenty of candidates, but you can narrow it down a little bit more.
Right.
I guess if I had to pick anybody, I don't know. I guess Mac coming back. He had a pretty decent game coming back. Connor had a great night throwing the ball. I like to honor the alumni when I can on homecoming.
All right, he's taking the easy way out. All right.
Real quick sidebar.
All right.
Stillwater.
Yep.
And their constant weather delays, it seems like.
Yeah.
They were playing Moundsview tonight, 0-0, 8 minutes left in the first quarter.
Oh, wow. Hey, you know what?
At 9 o'clock at night.
9 o'clock. You know what? I thought we might have had one of those weather delays here because there was one bolt of lightning that I saw, and then we didn't have another
one. There were a couple.
So,
looks like Eastridge and White Bear potentially are still yet to start.
So, 2 great weeks in a row. 53-0 last week. 51-0 this week. Unfortunately, I was 11 points off this week for my over-under number.
I think if we would have kept the starters in a little bit longer, he could have.
Yeah, I mean,
we called off the dogs a little bit.
Yeah, that. I actually, I thought Woodbury might have got a cut. I thought we were going to be in the 50s, 45 range, and I thought Woodbury might get a touchdown or two. But that just is a credit to this Forest Lake Rangers defense, who 2 weeks in a row pitching a shutout. It's pretty solid.
I can't wait to see what the point differential is at the end of this week.
Yeah,
that'll be.
I mean, you're looking at looking at, 20, 28, 29 now, maybe?
Yeah, probably. I bet.
Because we were at 22.5 before, right?
Yep.
All right. Quick little math.
Well, actually, here, you know what? Just
I'll vamp. You do
Rhode Island,
you
not
do
a
some quick math here.
Not a road nor an island.
Not a road nor an island, nor a road scholar. One thing we talk about this point differential as, yes, it's important, and it's very important when it comes to seeding. Once again, this Forest Lake Rangers team is one of the best in the state, and they are looking for postseason aspirations.
The only undefeated team left in the conference.
Yes, the only undefeated team left in the conference, and after this week, definitely the best margin of victory of all 6A right now, I believe. Well, actually, in conference, not all 6A, because Maple Grove has probably got that locked. So we would be very close after putting up 52, 53, and 51 in consecutive weeks, and also putting up the donut on Woodbury and Park. Great.
I'm getting to it. Hang on. I'm almost there.
Almost there. All right.
38. Keep vamping.
So, good job.
29.5.
29.5. Okay, so 28. I'm sorry. My quick guesstimation math was pretty close. Pretty close. So, yeah, we'll be at 29.5 point differential, which is pretty solid. Look at a big thanks to all of the Forest Lake Rangers here for homecoming, still sticking around, even in a blowout in the rain, which is, solid team spirit here. And
I'm excited for next week. We got our second big conference game. The standings will now show Forest Lake firmly in number 1 in the Suburban East, which will be nice because we finally got a point against a conference opponent.
And also we will be at White Bear Lake.
We will be at White Bear Lake. We'll have full video coverage of that one next week, 7 o'clock.
Yep, 7 o'clock. Let's hope for no rain because we will not have a booth for us.
Yeah.
Let's hope for no rain. Also, we hope to see a whole lot of the Ranger faithful out there travel to White Bear.
Yeah.
We will be in the stands once again. If you want to say hi before the broadcast, feel free. We love to get into the feel of the crowd. We kind of had over at Anoka, we had the parents rooting section, and then the student section right next to us. So we were kind of in the middle, and we could hear that and feel the energy. That's kind of fun. We hope to see y'all next week.
As always, like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you know when the next live broadcast goes up, and the podcast when that goes live on Thursday.
Right, and just so you know, the Thursday is the only day you'll be able to see that broadcast. We will not be putting anything in front of the game on Thursday just because we are away. We don't have the ability to do that remotely. If you want to do that, like and subscribe, hit that bell. It'll tell you when the Ranger football report comes out on Thursday. That will be a recap of this game. Also, a look forward to next game. I'm Joel Geist.
Noah Casa. Happy homecoming to all the Ranger faithful out there. And enjoy the weekend. We'll talk to you next week.